It's 3 in the morning. You've crashed after an exhausting day. Your cortisol has dropped to its lowest point. You're about to sink into REM sleep, where all muscular tension vanishes and your body regenerates. Then, without warning, a sharp kick right under your ribs. Then another, lower. Within moments, a tumultuous dance breaks out. Your baby has decided to launch an Olympic gymnastics marathon in the midst of your hard-earned rest. Provoked by annoyance and exhaustion, you turn heavily in the sheets, blindly wedging your pregnancy pillow between your knees. But the blows continue. Wide awake in the dark, you ask the question that has united millions of women for millennia. Why does my fetus become a gold medal gymnast exclusively when I'm trying to rest? The standard explanation is deceptively simple. During the day, your movement rocks the baby to sleep like a cradle. At night, when you stop, the motor dies, and the baby wakes up, demanding another walk with well-placed kicks. On the surface, reassuring. Yet advanced neuroscience of fetal development outright rejects this justification as fundamentally blind and dramatically insufficient. This simplistic story reduces the miracle of gestation to an involuntary portrait of an unaware being, a mere capricious passenger reacting out of pure malcontent. It relegates every vigorous jolt to an unreasonable child's whim. There is nothing more scientifically fallacious. The golden rule of evolutionary biology, evolution, forged over tens of thousands of millennia, never wastes the tiniest speck of vital energy for nothing. No movement within pregnancy is executed without primary purpose. There is brilliant neurological architecture behind this apparent nocturnal nightmare. Thanks to sophisticated nocturnal fetal fMRI, researchers have analyzed fetal brains in real time while mothers slept deeply. What they found shattered the rocking reflex theory. When you sleep, your parasympathetic system takes control. Heart rate drops. Adrenaline plummets to zero. The intrauterine liquid becomes chemically and acoustically empty. Logic suggests the baby should sync up and sleep too. Wrong. Biology reasons in the exact opposite way. Journey back 100,000 years. The deep night and vulnerable immobility of sleeping tribes meant one thing: maximum exposure to danger. That's when predators hunted. The fetus, sharing your placental bloodstream, doesn't know it lives in a locked modern apartment. The fetal brain is programmed by millions of years of adaptation for the hostile savannah. When your cortisol flatlines and you drop your guard, the primitive fetal circadian clock intercepts this as a warning signal. Third trimester fetuses aren't playing. They enter what evolutionary neuroscientists call rhythmic surveillance motility. During the day, you act as the chemical sentinel. The baby feels your heart pumping, perceives your postural changes, and translates them as, "The captain is active, threats negative. I can sleep and direct energy toward building my cortex and maturing my alveoli." When darkness falls and your defenses collapse, an unimaginable delegation occurs. The primordial reptilian cerebellum, tasked with ancestral defensive algorithms, takes the reins. The gestating child temporarily becomes the biological sentinel for both parent and unborn. It moves its skeletal levers, delivering targeted jolts against the womb walls, precise shocks to your soft zones. It responds with neurovegetative purpose to your profound absence, acting as a physical radar in amniotic flesh, using powerful jerks to test whether the stillness has become a dangerous breach. But the revelation deepens further into musculoskeletal engineering. During your standing hours, Earth's gravity crushes the downward space, forcing the long fetal femurs into a compressed, curled pose. For 12 hours, your child endures being maximally squeezed by gravity's descending push. When you finally lie flat, a shattering biomechanical event occurs. The vertical axis is annihilated. The amniotic sac redistributes into widely freed volumes. The horizontal plane transforms the round sac into an astounding soft playground. The genetically coded infant instinctively seizes this brief nocturnal window to stretch its constrictively hindered limbs to full extension, straightening the dorsal bone axis. Each kick launched like a tense spring sends instantaneous neurogenetic inputs to map reinforcement of osteoblasts and muscle cells. By instinct, and at the cost of your sleep, they are architecting the entire musculoskeletal apparatus, using your elastic uterine bands as a formidable lever. There is yet another brilliant gem. Why does the frantic thrashing often coincide with the precise instant you begin relaxing? This sits rooted in your blood glucose seesaw. As the biochemical cycle of rest lowers circulating glucose, it triggers an immediate hemodynamic alarm. The fetus, fed precariously by continuous cord exchange, perceives this energetic reduction with superfine biomolecular sensors, seeing it as a drastic warning for neurological growth. They respond by throwing epic kicking scuffles to force muscular pumping, irrigating the maternal arterial system. Their massive kick momentarily awakens your nerve bundles, actively hacking your hemodynamic blood pressure logic. This maintains the active capillary sphincter, preventing fading blood volume in the lower abdomen. They wake you not out of habit. They push you to revive your arterial pulsations, snatching advantaged irrigation for the last massive nutritional blood loads before the deep night falls. Quick energy drawn to fuel the prodigious nocturnal creation of complex neuroaxonal systems and the generation of connections throughout the entire sleeping phase. Never tell yourself in anger about a crazed, hyperactive fetus. You guard the immense design, protecting the glorious ancestral perfection of a sophisticated engineering logic machine, immaculate within the amniotic world. That one is in the trenches, standing guard with your passive rest as bulwark, regulating your valves and arterial switches with cemented precision, building itself from your apparent disturbance, scaffolding the bone structure of your future lineage, drawing precious use from the vacuum of your collapsed sleep. It is triumphant, healthy, splendid vigor, a vital procreative force at the highest adjustment in the gestating miracle you carry. As you lower the veils, a primitive, infallible fetal instinct takes over as masterful regent of the mothership. So please, do not condemn yourself in anger on black nights of exhausted anguish. There is logic. Never of irrational caprice will the formidable fetal biology weave a conceived whim. And should you notice a softened collapse of kick intensity in late pregnancy, no evil behind it. Simply the splendid, matured cerebral milestone, the fetal cerebellum learning to harmonize with maternal daylight rhythm. You lend the nest. The fetus secretly forges itself where we once hid from the dark, ancient, predatory evil while defenseless. Subscribe if you love having destroyed such a reductive chain. Share your anecdote. Confess the crazy, weird, or exorbitant time your unborn heir turned your viscera into a drumbox. Stay wrapped in the courage of a mother, not crazy or exhausted without formidable biological reason. Next episode, the mystery of the hiccuping uterus, rhythmic fetal hiccup, the fake panic, and why it's only marvelous reassurance of the brilliant neural system achieved by the fetal brain in synchronized harmony with the great maternal heart. No fear is founded. Only proud, unsurpassed, magical force of body evolution working tirelessly.